So for a while, I've been telling you guys that Bernie Sanders is so loathed by the establishment in Washington, D.C., that they might rather prefer a Republican. In fact, I think the Democratic establishment thinks that way as well. Anyway, you're gonna see that clip in a second. That's why we're doing the Told You segment. So what happens on Morning Joe now? Let's find out. First of all, 2 parts. First, Morning Joe is going to talk about socialism, totally unacceptable. Capitalism is the way to go. And as usual with all TV pundits, he has channeled the will of the entire American people. He knows. Is it based on any polling? No, but he knows. Let's watch.
My God, if you're afraid to say you're a capitalist in America, I'm just going to tell you, people on the left tweeting today may not like it. Let me let you in on a little secret. If that is a crisis for your party, you're going to lose in 2020. Just, you know what, pull up the stakes on the tent and just pack her up. The party's over.
No, he knows, man. The Iraq war is going to be great, and Donald Trump will never be president. And you know what? If you're not a diehard capitalist, the American people will not vote for you. I've never been right on this program, but it is totally irrelevant. I will keep saying this as if I speak for the American people. Okay, so we're used to that. That's Morning Joe. Now, the reason we're doing this segment is Donnie Deutsch. So he's gonna come in now. Okay, hold on. First, let me show you what I said earlier in the week. And if you're a Young Turks viewer, you've seen me say this dozens of times. But it was just this week that I said this. And this is why I tell you from time to time on the show that they would, the Democratic establishment would and is going to fight a progressive candidate like Bernie Sanders harder than they fight Republicans or even Donald Trump. Why? If a Democrat like Hillary Clinton wins, they're in hog heaven. Everybody's getting contracts, all the lobbyists are getting rich, the consultants are getting rich, everybody's getting rich. Trump wins, they get rich anyway. But if Bernie Sanders wins or a socialist wins, they don't get rich. So look, Morning Joe, as I've also told you dozens of times, is the epicenter of the establishment. So they love the Democratic establishment. They also love the Republican establishment. So they don't like any outsiders. They don't like Donald Trump because people have decided he's a bridge too far. That is true. But they definitely do not like anyone on the left who's an outsider either. So this is the establishment speaking. But you're gonna love 2 parts of this. One is what Donnie Deutsch said. That's and then number 2 is the mid-correction. Look at the establishment correct itself in the middle. I'll explain why in a second, but watch.
Joe, I'm going to take it one step further because this is how dangerous socialism. I find Donald Trump reprehensible as a human being, but a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country as far as the strength and well-being of our country than Donald Trump. I would vote for Donald Trump, a despicable human being.
No, you won't.
Let me tell you something.
Stop yourself.
Let me correct myself. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. You always help myself.
You will never vote for a bigot, a guy that's made bigoted statements for the past 3 years.
Joe, thank you for correcting me. I stand corrected that. I will be so distraught to the point that could even come out of my mouth if we have a socialist, because that will take our country so down.
Told you. Of course, they'd rather vote for a Republican for sure. And are you kidding me? They're gonna vote for Trump over Bernie Sanders. You think Donnie Deutsch is not gonna go into that voting booth and vote for Donald Trump when his money's on the line? Taxing me 1% more. No way I'm voting. I mean, Trump's a terrible, bigoted person, but I mean, we're talking about 1 or 2% of my taxes. No, I'm voting for Trump. He's gonna vote for him. He just told you he was gonna vote for him. So why did he change his mind? That was the funniest part. Hey, Donnie, remember who's in charge, okay? The establishment is also against Donald Trump. And we are pretending that we are not going to support him. Now, they don't actually support him, don't get me wrong. Would they over a socialist? Well, Donnie just told you. He was about to tell you that he was going to. And Scarborough's like, remember the party line. Remember the party line. We're not going to do that because Trump is a bigot and a bigger problem, right? In other words, Donnie, if you say that, you might get fired at MSNBC because there is a party line. So I'm your friend, I'm trying to help you out. So Donnie's like, oh, thank you, Joe. I love how he got upbraided in like a little child. He was like, oh, no, you're right, I want to keep this job. The whole point is to keep the money. Yeah. Trump's a bigot, terrible. I mean, the tax cuts were good, terrible. But socialism, it would destroy this company. That was a hilarious Freudian slip. Did you see it? In the middle of that video, he's like, it would hurt this company, I mean country. Indeed.
Indeed. See, that's the establishment. They love the status quo. They love redistributing the wealth to the top. And they are more scared of progressive candidates like Bernie Sanders than they are of the most despicable Republicans, because it's all about the greed. On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.